It is very important in the Early Head Start program that an adult accompanies the child to the bus stop and not an older sibling or someone who's not an adult. It is also very important that the bus come to a complete stop before the adult and the child approach the bus. We want to allow for enough room for the doors to be able to open so the child can enter the bus safely. We have to remember that 10 feet in front of the bus and 10 feet behind the bus are danger zones for the child and for the family. The rear of the bus is the most difficult for the bus driver to see and presents the most danger for the family. Upon entering the bus, the adult should make sure that the child is holding the handrail and assist the child to board the bus safely.
Mommy's coming. Good job. I'm not going to take you. She's going to get into the car seat with Mom. Good job. And then Mom hooks him into the car seat for us. She's a big girl.
She is a big girl and she takes mommy out all the time.
Yes.
Okay,
She's all clipped in. And the car seat is secured by the seat belt. All the pre-K children have an assistant on the bus with the driver to help us out. Now, if there is an emergency, we have seat belt cutters and strap cutters that we can just go and rip them right off, cut them right off. We also have one on the key ring, so that way we can get the kids out faster and safer. And what we also have are 2 emergency windows on each side. The lever lifts up, they push open. We have 2 ceiling vents. We can remove those. We have our front door and we have our back door. And another thing to know is that if it's really something serious, we can take our foot and kick the corner and these windows will pop out, and so will the rear. So we get the kids out safe. And then the assistant and another helper will be at the back door and we'll release the students down the aisle. Your job is to just stand there and take their hand and help them to the ground, and we'll tell them to go to a certain area so that we know they're safe. If the bus gets too loud and we can't hear and we have to listen for sirens or something, we will turn on our lights, our inside lights. And if your bus driver does this and you see the lights on, that means shh, no talking. So that way we can hear for an ambulance or a fire truck, policemen, and railroad tracks where the trains go. So we always have to be able to listen. The other thing that's important is we have a route that is given to us with all the students' name, address, phone numbers. So if Mom or Dad's not there to get them, someone with proper identification has to be there that we can see. If not, we bring them back to the school till someone can come and get them. So if we do have to take the child back or try to get a phone number, we have a radio and we call our bus number into the garage, the compound, and tell them the student's name and phone number, and they will try to call that number and see if there's someone at the house. If not, they'll ask us to return the child to school. So that's what will happen. And the other thing we want you parents to teach the children, never put your hands, head, anything out the school bus windows. It's very dangerous. Something can happen. And also teach your children that if their papers blow away, don't ever chase after them. We can get more papers, but we can't get another you. Just teach them the signs of safety and make sure you're there to pick up your child after school. Okay, when we open the door, it'll automatically lock. Stay in the open position, and the only way to close it is to push it back and release it to shut. Okay. And we'll have older students on the bus sometimes that'll serve as our helpers, and they're taught to do that on emergency evacuations. We do those twice a year. You come back and we're going to take your hand. She just wants to jump. We're going to go sit at the bench. Don't go away.
When talking about van safety with your child, you need to remember that 10 feet away from the van is the best place. 10 feet on this side, 10 feet in front of the van, and 10 feet on the other side of the van. However, in the back of the van is the most dangerous part of the van, and you really want to watch. 10 feet is safe, but you really want to make sure that the van is not backing up. The driver has a hard time seeing when he or she is backing the van up. You'll notice that the child, the mother, and the home visitor looked both ways before entering the van, and now the parent is buckling the child into the car seat. As a home-based program, we provide the car seat for the child to ride in when we are giving transportation. The mother is buckling the child in. The car seat has been fastened already by the home visitor, who has had training on how to buckle a seatbelt in properly so that it is nice and tight. As your child gets into the school board van, please note that as far as safety goes, we are required to call if there is a flat tire, if we're out of gas, or if an automobile accident happens. We are given specific numbers to call so that emergency assistance can become available as soon as possible. We also inspect the van before we take it out and as we return it to make sure that all is safe. This is the safety sheet that we go by. It tells us that the van has been checked for safety, and we check it out as well. And then in the back of the van, and in the back of the clipboard, are the phone numbers that are needed in case of an emergency. The clipboard stays in the van at all times while any school board employee is driving the van.